Hello, I'm Neil Gaiman.
I escaped from school as soon as I could, when the prospect of 4 more years of enforced learning before I could become the writer I wanted to be seemed stifling. I got out into the world, I wrote, and I became a better writer the more I wrote, and I wrote some more, and nobody ever seemed to mind that I was making it all up as I went along. I did something which these days would be easy to check and would get me into a lot of trouble, and when I started out in those pre-internet days seemed like a sensible career strategy. When I was asked by editors who I'd written for, I listed a handful of magazines that sounded likely, and I sounded confident, and I got jobs. I've had a remarkable ride. I'm not sure I can call it a career, because a career implies that I had some kind of career plan, and I never did. The nearest thing I had was a list I made when I was about 15 of everything I wanted to do. I didn't have a career, I just did the next thing on the list. First of all, when you start out on a career in the arts, you have no idea what you're doing. This is great. Secondly, if you have an idea of what you want to make, what you were put here to do, then just go and do that. I wanted to write comics and novels and stories and films, so I became a journalist, because journalists are allowed to ask questions and to simply go and find out how the world works. And besides, to do those things, I needed to write, and to write well. I learned to write by writing. I tended to do anything as long as it felt like an adventure, and to stop when it felt like work. Thirdly, when you start out, you have to deal with the problems of failure. You need to be thick-skinned. The problems of success can be harder because nobody warns you about them. The first problem of any kind of even limited success is the unshakable conviction that you're getting away with something, and that any moment now they will discover you. Fourthly, I hope you'll make mistakes. If you make mistakes, it means you're out there doing something. And when things get tough, this is what you should do. Make good art. Do what only you can do best. Make good art. Make it on the bad days, and make it on the good days too. And fifthly, while you're at it, make your art. Do the stuff that only you can do. The one thing that you have that nobody else has is you. Your voice, your mind, your story, your vision. So write and draw and build and play and dance and live as only you can. Sixthly, I'm going to pass on some secret freelancer knowledge. People get hired because somehow they get hired. It's been an amazing ride, but there were parts of the ride I missed because I was too worried about things going wrong, about what came next to enjoy the bit that I was on. I wish you luck. Luck is useful. Often you will discover that the harder you work and the more wisely that you work, the luckier you will get. But there is luck, and it helps. The nature of distribution is changing. The old rules are crumbling, and nobody knows what the new rules are. So make up your own rules. Be wise, because the world needs more wisdom. And if you cannot be wise, pretend to be someone who is wise, and then just behave like they would. And now go and make interesting mistakes, make amazing mistakes, make glorious and fantastic mistakes. Break rules. Leave the world more interesting for your being here. Make good art. Thank you.